Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video. So it begins my journey into graded Star Wars CCG cards from Decipher. I talk about it in all the videos I've been opening packs on, right? Now these are not ones that I sent off myself to get graded. These are actually recent pickups that I made on eBay, and I figured I'd record a video. I'll show you the cards that I picked up, and also I picked up a couple of vintage packs I'll show. I'm going to open one towards the end of the video, and then the other one I'm going to save for another separate video. But what do you say we get started here? As you guys know, as I mentioned in my videos, I am mainly collecting and plan on grading a lot of the weird aliens and creatures from these sets. So the first card that I ever bought online was, fittingly, from Jabba's Palace, Amon. Hopefully that's how you say his name correctly. So I am settling and I'm okay with cards that are PSA 9. And of course 10s would be awesome, but 9s, it's kind of a nice, really mint shape for the cards, but also way more affordable than a 10. A lot more easier to achieve as well when grading, and that'll help minimize my disappointment if I grade my cards and they end up getting a 9 instead of a 10. I won't be too bummed about it. But I think this was like the only, if I remember right, this is the only Amon graded, and I thought a 9 was pretty acceptable. Another reason, too, that I wanted to pick up some graded cards myself before sending mine off to PSA to get graded. Once I'm able to do that, I plan on doing that hopefully in the next month or two. Probably sometime after I get my CGC cards back. I wanted to take these out and kind of just like examine them and see like why did this get a 9 instead of a 10. What errors on here, if any, would they allow to pass as a 9 instead of like a 7 or an 8? Like this looks like I might have a little teeny problem with the corner up in here, for example. So I thought it would be a good sort of like learning experience for me as well to kind of study what other people's cards look like before sending my own in, and kind of see what my grades are. So this next card here, actually, I bought it from a YouTuber that has really uh, his videos have been super helpful and actually really inspired me to get into Star Wars CCG collecting, especially when it comes to the graded side of things, and that is Kyle Mullins. I will have a link to his channel in the description. And I was checking out his store, and I noticed that he had a really obscure card that was up for bid. He probably never thought in a million years somebody would actually bid on this thing, so Kyle, I think I did you a favor. That one person has come along and bought this oddity from you, and it is Vian, another Jabba's Palace card, PSA 9. Look at the face only a mother can love on that card. So yeah, the scratching on here is just going to be from the sleeve that it's in. I did not pay 30, but it was like 20 plus shipping. I forget what the price was. But I figured, man, this is the kind of card where if I pulled this and it was in seemingly like really good shape, I would probably send this in to get graded myself, and I would be happy with a 9. The grading cost of PSA is like 15 bucks, right? So if I spent 20 on this, 25 with shipping, whatever the heck it was, just to guarantee a 9 instead of the chance of it getting a 7 or an 8, because PSA is really weird when it comes to grading sometimes. Like, you could pull something pack fresh, it looks mint, and they're like, nah, it's a 7. So I felt pretty happy with it, and honestly, any time I can get a creature or an alien for close to the grading cost in a 9, or especially a 10, I'll go for it. This doesn't mean all the eBay sellers out there be like, oh my god, we have somebody buying aliens and creatures. Post them all on there for 50 bucks. He's going to buy them all. No, I won't. Listen, I understand that not a lot of people, unless they're going for like the full set, like there's not a lot of demand for these kind of creature cards. But that's going to be my specialty because I love the weird creatures and aliens, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. A nice, affordable, fun way to get into grading for Star Wars CCG. All right, the last one here, before we get to the packs. I was opening this up just to make sure everything was good when I received it in the mail, and I noticed that there was something extra in here that I did not order. So I'm like, all right, we gotta record this on a video then. So let's see what we got. So there's 2 graded cards in here. And it looks like we might have a note. Flip this like that so we can't see what it is quite yet. Oop. Okay. It says, thanks for the purchase. I appreciate the work you do on your channel. Awesome. I hope you enjoy these bonus aliens, Bob. Hey, thank you, Bob. I never would have expected somebody from the Star Wars CCG community to somehow already recognize me from my videos, right? Because my videos on here are still pretty small time, especially with like Star Wars stuff. Wow, that's quite a stack of cards, and it's off to a good start. I love my Cantina Aliens. Let's see what we got in here before I reveal the grades. So I will say this seller. Actually, no. Let's do the graded cards first because this will kind of. I won these and because a lot of the collectors were saying, oh, Sunday nights are when all the auctions go off. Everybody does stores graded auctions on Sundays because everybody's like bidding and listing on Sundays for this game on eBay. And I'm like, oh, let me give it a shot. I'll check out and see what people are selling. And I saw somebody was selling some graded cards in PSA 9. And I'm like, oh, I like these cards. You know, they're not creatures, they're not aliens, but man, if I can win it for this price, I won't be mad about that at all. I didn't actually expect to win these. They went just out of respect. I'm not gonna say what they went for. I mean that's kind of weird, right? I mean, you guys probably want to know kind of what they ended for. But let's just say that they ended a lot cheaper than I thought they would, and probably a lot cheaper than the seller thought they would. And according to the price history, they were cheaper than they normally would go for. So I felt a little bad. I told them to keep the shipping, like don't refund the excess shipping on the two. Yeah, I mean it's a few bucks, but you know what? I felt kind of bad. I'm like keep the extra shipping because I really thought they would go for more, and I ended up getting Padme from Tatooine PSA 9, which I think it was like $27, right? Like I said, I figured for the context rate, because a lot of you are just going to go look this up on eBay anyway to see what I paid. I think it was like 25, 27, something like that. It was a really good price. I was really happy with that. And then I also somehow won a PSA 9 3PO showing his parts. This was $11. That's cheaper than the grading cost. So Bob, I appreciate the kind note. I appreciate the kind gesture. I did not expect to win these for so cheap, but believe me, they're at a good home. I'm not buying these to flip them or anything. Just know that they're going to a good home in my beginnings of my journey into Star Wars CCG. Graded collecting, so let's check out what Bob hooked us up here. He knows my channel apparently because he knows the kind of cards I love. So let's see what we got here. Okay, Japanese. My first Japanese card actually. I don't have any other Japanese cards, so that's a first. Move these out of the way. Nice. Oh, Cabe or Kabe, but we'll say Cabe. One of my favorite little Cantina patrons. Oh, what's this guy's name again? It's like Waisoli or something crazy. Really cool. I was actually eyeing this on eBay too. I'm like, oh man, I'd love to have a copy of that sometime. Don't remember that guy's name. I think this is like an action card anyway. Don't remember his name, but that is definitely the kind of card that I would want to add to my creature collection. Just like half of his nose cut off. He's kind of like off center, just like so silly. Hunchback, I think, or was this? Oh no, this is Tequil. Yeah, Tequil. Tequil. The Japanese is Takiru, so something along those lines. I'm not perfect with Japanese. I studied it like a decade ago. Some of this I'll be able to read a little bit. I'm not gonna embarrass myself, but it's like Geto Marisu, something like that. Love the ridiculous face on this guy. Man, that mask is just so over the top. Basically, whatever creature has less screen time, like if they appear on the screen as like a background blurry character for like a second, I love them, right? Like the less screen time, the better. The more obscure, the better. Got 3 copies of those. Actually, in really nice shape. Probably sent me 3 of them for me to try and grade them. I do appreciate that. Oh man, I remember in the U.S. they referred to this guy as the Wolfman. I remember one of the first like triple packs that I bought for Star Wars figures was like him with Labria, whatever his name was, and I think Tequil. And he was one of my favorite Star Wars characters when I was younger. Okay. Newt Gunray from Star Wars Trading Card Battle. This is my first time seeing these cards in person. Pretty interesting. I haven't seen these before. Might have to check those out. There's a couple of Star Wars TCG games. Well, that was very cool. Thank you for the bonus. I really appreciate that. I will cherish these and examine them and see if any of them are PSA 9 worthy. Alright, now. I got 2 vintage packs. Some of you that are very well versed in Star Wars vintage packs probably already know what these may be. I'm going to open one. One of the others will get opened in a separate video. This is my first pack of Endor. First time I'll be opening Endor. I was not thrilled with how this was shipped. It was not shipped in between cardboard, or it was just wrapped in a single sheet of bubble wrap. This sheet of bubble wrap right here, actually, by itself. This other pack was not with it. And put into a very loose bubble envelope. So yeah, I would not advise shipping packs of cards like that. Hopefully it's not damaged. This is the one I'm going to be opening. And then for another video, so be sure to subscribe to catch this in the near future. I will also be opening my very first and probably last, unless I get another good deal on it, pack of Reflections 3. Man, this is going to be fun to open. But yeah, that'll be its own video, because I'm going to take my sweet time with this one. I'm going to wring this one out for all it's worth for content. But what do you say we open this pack of Endor and hope for the best in terms of condition? Not the biggest fan of the Endor set, but I do eventually at least want to open up one pack from each set just to say I was able to do it, right? Like, opened each pack at least once. Because Endor doesn't really have a lot of creature type cards that would interest me, but that doesn't mean that I still wouldn't like to pull some main characters or maybe even a foil. Not expecting a foil, but you never know. Let's see if we can open this gently to maybe preserve the pack. Of course, I just cut my nails before filming this, so it's like, oh, there we go. Okay, that's actually a pretty smooth cut. Nice and clean. That will be a good pack to preserve. Oop, we tore it right at the last second. It's okay. So I think the rare in this pack is the final card, so we don't got to do any kind of pack tricks. Which are, oh, no, don't slide out. I think it was spoiling. We don't got to do any kind of pack tricks. Not sure where the foil would be if it's in here. We'll just find out. I think the card that I would be looking for the most from here would be the Walkling, the young Ewok. Definitely my favorite card from this set. Pretty sure it was this set. Yeah, it's got to be. Ewok Tribesman. Almost looks like a painting. The detail on that card is really high. Speeder Bike. Some whitening on the bottom of that card. My goodness, look at that. Are Ender cards known for being that crazy out of a pack? I could swear that I remember people saying that, like, the cutting, like the cut of the card sometimes on the left is pretty rough. Scout Recon. Navy Trooper Shield Technician. Indoor Celebration. Pop Blue. Okay. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of Ewoks. Corporal Jance. And our rare, which was a little spoiled by me. High Speed Tactics. So not a main character, nothing. Wow, yeah, these packs, you can see the corner here. Kind of rough there. Rough corner. So I don't know if that was caused by the way it was shipped or just the way that this pack was kind of like rattling around over the years. But let me sleeve this up just so that I can remember that this is the rare. So a pretty underwhelming pack. At least we got Pop Blue, right? I guess. I don't know. Not the best pack. But I hope you guys enjoyed it regardless. Thank you again, Bob, for the bonus. Thank you, Kyle, for the inspiration to get into grading and getting into grading, buying, grading myself eventually. My own Star Wars CCG cards. And I'll see you guys in the next video.